Good morning.
Right.
Good morning, my good morning, viewers at home.
Anyway, let's go back in time. During the military era, a lot of persons said we had more of the extraction of those from the north sitting at the helm of affairs, and just two persons from the west actually, sat at the helm of affairs. And so, from 1999, when we returned into democracy, there was this conversation, possibly a gentleman's agreement, that let's have some form of representation. Let's rotate this presidency. Let's see how it works for us. And so over time, that conversation has been on, and we focused more on the matters of region as well as even religion sometimes. But how has that even worked for us in the first place, from your perspective, before we look at this matter?
That's an indication that something is wrong with our political structure. If you keep visiting how or who is the leader of your country, it shows clearly that you have to address certain issues about your structure, about the emergence of that leadership. You see, immediately we were brought together. We know that it is going to be a challenging issue.
Brought together, how do you mean?
Yeah, in 1914, and
okay.
Has come down to when Ahmadu Bello, Olokoba, and Zik wanted to sit down and say, how can we form what is called Nigeria today? Right. They knew that identity issue matters a lot, and we've been pretending about it since 1966. But Awo didn't make mistake, Zik didn't make mistake, and Ahmadu Bello, when they said that there's no country in the world that have multi-identity of this nature that design the current structure. So they said the center cannot be strong. If the center is strong, there will be no peace. There will be friction, there will be constant disagreement, there will be dissatisfaction. And each component part of the country will always have one issue or the other with the center, which is the case now. Ijaw is angry with Nigeria, Yoruba is angry with Nigeria, the Fulani is angry with every ethnic group. That is because of the political structure we put in place. I don't know how long it's going to take us to admit that error. I spoke with some of the people who took part in the decision by Rosie. One of them is Akabuezi Baba. And he told me, which was also corroborated by Papa and Nauru that time, that was what they had in mind. Papa and Nauru admitted that it was wrong. But he said because there were challenges of breakup of the country that time, that if there's a unified center, maybe the whole question of the component parts should design their own part differently would not be happening. Maybe it's because everybody is doing his own things different. That's why there's that lack of unity. But that's actually the a crack that has set us back where we are today. Look at people who have similar formation like Nigeria in content and character all over the world. They don't design this model. And that is why constantly any president that has been emerging since that time has always been accused of taking
being nepotic,
tribalism, and since 1966, after Rosie was thoroughly accused that the unit system was to pocket Nigerians on behalf of the Igbo people. Then Gowon immediately came on board. The same accusation. Until what we are witnessing today about Tinubu, it's not going to go away. And that was what gave rise to the question of, we have to taste power. If we are saying that the center should decide what I will eat, what I will wear, everything about my life, nobody can tell me that and a German understand the pain of Igbo people more than Igbo, more than the problem of more than you. So it's not going to go away. And the shutting down of a regional system of government is a call that is going to inspire more call again. More issues will come up again. And that's when, you know, that time when we said that there should be a sovereign national conference. People were scared that we want to bring Nigeria up. People want to break Nigeria off, will not be calling for conference.
Interesting.
We just want us to discuss which is the best model for us.
Well, we've been having conversations now, haven't we?
Yes, there will be numerous conversations.
What has that achieved?
Until you eventually have the proper one. It's the will that we didn't put in it that is the problem. Because when Abacha had his own, we said, you gathered your friends, though. They became friends before the end of the conference. So you don't do conference like this. So it's not an MBA team. It's not an LST. The original owner, the sovereign owners of Nigeria, the Ijo, the Igbo, the Hausa, people, how can you be ethnicizing a discussion about Nigeria? I said, don't you know that these are the original owners of Nigeria? After the Civil War in America, George Washington said, okay, black man, you don't want to be called a nigger again. Is that your demand for you to have that lawful demand from you about America? I said, yes. The Caucasian, everybody presented a proposal. The same thing in South Africa, the coalition conference in South Africa. They discussed, and Winnie Mandela was of opinion that we have to run them into the ocean, the white. After the coalition conference, said, no, let's apportion space to the white in South Africa. They were in agreement. That's what made South Africa what it is today.